He's one of the world's most famous rock stars. Kiss legend Gene Simmons has certainly lived a full life. But did you know he's a descendant of Holocaust survivors? Or that he's changed his mind about Donald Trump? Once good friends, the relationship has, well, somewhat soured. I sat down with him at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Where else? Enjoy. Gene, thank you, first of all, very much for meeting with me. I'm very grateful.
I just want to say it's a pleasure to talk to me.
Thank you. It is, actually. I'd agree with you.
See what I did there? Yeah.
No, it was really clever. Very clever. Thank you. I want to ask you a multiple choice question. Do you, A, still rock and roll
all night
and party every day? Or do you, B, rock and roll just a little bit of the night and party just a little bit of the day? Or do you, C, rock and roll all night and just sleep during the day? Or do you, D, not rock and roll nor party?
What's the definition of party? Is it drugs?
I wouldn't have thought so. It's not my definition of party.
Yeah, because I've never been high or drunk, never smoked cigarettes. So I've never done that. My weak spot was the form of life that looks like you, the female of the species.
Yeah, right.
I was an asshole beyond anything you could imagine. And I used to do TV interviews in Australia, and they said, what a sexist. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. You bet your ass I was, and so is every footy guy, and so is every male of the species.
That's what I was going to ask. So those encounters meant nothing for the most part.
Men don't think like that. You think we have, you know, the idea of feelings. Why doesn't she call me? Do I have my mother's hips? We don't think like that.
That's literally...
It's a joke, but it doesn't mean anything. Which doesn't mean it's right. So it takes men a long time, took me all my life to grow up. I'm not fully grown up. I'm 75, and boy, do I look good.
You actually do look
God
amazing.
Damn.
What do you do with your skin?
Nothing. Soap and water.
My God.
Touch.
No, it actually looks amazing.
Of course. Why do you trust men, even today?
I never have. Why did I trust you in that moment? I know that you initially were fond of Donald Trump and you were supportive.
You can't talk about feelings and using words like fond.
Okay. Let me rewind and go back. Did you like Donald Trump, then not like him after he was president?
It's not a fair question because I knew the man before he entered politics. So it's easier to talk about human beings. I was aware that his children didn't use drugs and get high and, you know, cigarettes and booze and anything. And when you look around at Hollywood, who may be liberal or conservative, whatever, it's a wasteland. The kids here are just in darkness. I liked the man, and we got along well, pre-politics. Politics changes people.
I read that I think you've said once or twice about Donald Trump, and I'm fascinated by whether or not he reached out to you after potentially seeing anything that you'd said. Like, does he get offended and text, or have you not heard from him?
No comment.
Who will be better off for your country in control, Kamala or Donald?
Neither of them. One was never elected at all, but there's not a single vote was ever cast for Harris. I think she's a nice person, it seems. And Donald Trump is a unique individual. There are no other choices, so people will make up their minds. But the wisdom of the original founding fathers, one of the right things they did was they actually put a curtain in front of where and when you voted, because it's nobody's damn business who you vote for. Otherwise, you're going to be judged, and it's going to be cronyism. Oh, you mean you're not doing what I do? So then you get ostracized. So I believe in the masses. They will figure out who and what they want to run this country.
I wonder how you look at the world since October 7. And I'm not Jewish, I've got no connection, but I have stood tall and supported Israel throughout this entire...
Well, I just want to jump in before, above and beyond whether you're Hamas or Israel or Gaza or Arabs or Iran or everything else, the one thing you have to agree on is that there are innocents on all sides. A child is a child and has no idea what Hebrew or Arabic or English or anything means. They're just innocent, they're born. I am a firm believer in generational cures. Not too long ago, and some of my best friends, business associates, are Germans whose mothers and fathers and grandfathers were incinerating my people in gas chambers and killing them. It's generational. Just seeing different ways that people live can open up the next generation asking questions like, why can't I do that?
Yeah. Anti-Semitism, does it worry you?
No. Speak softly, carry a big stick.
Are you proud of being Jewish?
I have no choice. The rest of the world defines me as that. So all the conversations that people have...
Like the student protests at universities, does that
I think it's
hurt you?
I think it's well-intentioned. I really do. They're not informed. I'm fully supportive, first one in line, of trans rights, gay rights, any and all variations of the hundreds of variations that people define themselves and all that kind of stuff. But don't kid yourself. If any one of them was in any country in the Middle East, they would be thrown off buildings or stoned to death.
Yep, I agree.
I think you're carrying the wrong flag, but I fully respect and support your right to do so. In a democracy,
I love that young people care, but my fear...
They're unqualified.
Completely. And every single person who cares about women and children in Gaza should be marching to end Hamas. Hamas is responsible, in my opinion, for every...
I have no comment about that, except that if your mindset is only what you've learned, that's only what you've learned. The IDF, the Israeli guys, just risked their soldiers to go in to save a Muslim Israeli.
I'm going to start to wrap up because we've been going for a while.
I just want to say, I don't want to wait for anybody to say, but I'm very impressive.
Luke, had you said that or thought that? I hadn't.
It doesn't matter to me if anybody thinks so. I think so.
Have you ever gotten annoyed, like really annoyed, when someone hasn't recognized you?
I could give a f. Just pay me. Really. Fame is highly overrated. If it's free.
Gene Simmons, you are absolutely delightful.
It was. I just want to tell you what a pleasure it was to talk to me.